Good evening, everyone. I'm Talsin with TDS News. Today we are going to be talking about travel. With the latest travel bans that are going up all over the US, and with some of the problems that some people have been facing, we decided it was time to speak with one of our representatives and have them do their due diligence and report in on everything they've found out. So with me tonight is our senior travel correspondent, the notorious DLC. DLC, how are you tonight, sir?
Well, Talsin, I'm doing all right. I suppose I could be better, seeing as it is hot as the young teenagers today call balls. Hot as balls. Currently. Here.
All right. Now, DLC, forgive me if this sounds a little bit off, but last I spoke with you, you were actually up on the moon base, excuse me, not a star base, but a moon base, because, a star base, well, having a base on a star sounds rather silly.
They didn't let me go to those yet. It's like a tier 2, contribute like a couple extra dollars a month type thing.
A pyramid.
Well, no, it's like an inverse cone.
So, a funnel?
Yeah, but if you put it upside down.
Okay. All right. So now you were up on the moon base, but now I see that you're actually back here on Earth. What's going on? Why are you back on Earth?
Well, it was a rather unfortunate event, Talsin. Of course, all of the lies that I supposedly told you about this, space and everything that was going on there. That was super cool, and that you guys wouldn't get to experience because you're dirty dirters. They weren't super happy with me, I guess is the word I would use. Violently angry, probably a better word. So when it came time to do the next rotation, they told me that they had 4 other astronauts that needed to go to the other moon base that we were traveling to, and they asked for volunteers to go. And of course, nobody volunteers but me. Well, I didn't even volunteer. It was more like a voluntold sort of situation. But basically, they beat the living crap out of me, and they shoved me out the airlock. And I just kind of floated back down, and this is where I landed.
Well, I see that they were at least courteous enough to let you take your chair with you.
Yeah, well, I was in the chair. I was, strapped in. Like I said, seatbelts are safety. That's important.
Right. So your chair could actually survive re-entry into the atmosphere.
Well, common misconception. I know we don't want to talk a whole lot about space. We got a whole lot of travel news and whatnot to talk about. But basically, there's big heat shield. Those plastic wheels that they give you from the factory, they're totally okay to use for re-entry purposes.
Interesting. Even though they just kind of melt in fires?
No, they don't melt in fires. That's a misconception.
Uh-huh. All right.
Have you ever seen one melt in a fire?
Actually, I've seen the aftermath, but I've never actually viewed it. So, yes, I will say that you are correct on a technicality, sir.
Exactly. It's a conspiracy. Don't let them tell you any different. Just like they had pilots and astronauts that needed to go to a different moon base. They just wanted to get rid of me because I was bringing down their buzz. But really, I was just trying to hype the buzz because I wanted people to be excited. But, I guess I'll just be down here super excited on this stranded desert island by myself. That's fine.
So, wait. So you're saying that you actually landed on a desert island?
Yes. Can you not tell?
Is it... Well, it definitely does look a little windy there. Yeah, with I see the palm trees in the back.
There's some dirt. There's some dirt behind me. Behind me in this whole situation, there's dirt.
Yeah. We can definitely tell that you're on some sort of island there, but so you're on a deserted island. What are the chances of you actually landing on a deserted island?
Well, when you aim as well as I do, when you're just drifting listlessly through space, you have a lot of time to think and really figure out your trajectories. So basically, I swam to the right direction, and then we just came down from there. And we landed on this beautiful deserted island. somewhere in the middle of an ocean. I'm not really sure which one, but I'm assuming it's one of the warm ones, because the palm trees. So.
Well, now you said we. Did anyone come down with you, or are you referring to the royal we, or are you referring to your chair?
Yes.
Okay. So now DLC. During your adventure through space back into the atmosphere and landing on this deserted island, have you had any time to actually discuss or actually research the travel issue that we are supposed to be talking about tonight?
Well, I've had some time to think, and of course, as I'm floating above the Earth, you can see all the planes and everything. Again, another common misconception that you can't see anything from space. That's just simply not true. It's just all super hyper detail. I mean, you can see basically everything. I mean, I can see, my neighbor's house from up there where we were. So. I was able to see where the airplanes were not going, and people holding up signs that were saying really rude things. And it's really unfortunate because a lot of people, they have the right, to travel freely, to hop on the wings of an angel, and gracefully ascend into the skies, as is our birthright since. I mean, I have to assume the 1800s.
So wait a minute. Are you mentioned angels there? Are you saying that angels are real?
Well, I don't want to discuss it, out loud, because the last time I said some things that were totally true and not completely make believe, I sort of got ejected from the space station, where I was better than everyone else that never got to go there.
Right,
so,
and we wouldn't want you to be ejected from your current location because that might be a bad thing.
Well, I mean, I think really the worst thing that could happen is I just fall off the edge. I mean, I'm so close to the edge as it is right now. I'm getting ready to just tip off over here. I mean, if this wind keeps going, I might just blow completely off the edge of the Earth and just be done.
Wait, DLC. The Earth is round.
Oh, oh, Talsin. Yes, it is round, but it's round like this. It's not, round like a ball. It's round like a quarter. It's got two sides. So
you're saying that the Earth is flat?
Well, I wouldn't say flat as much as I would say two-dimensionally stable, I guess is the way that I would put that.
Two-dimensionally challenged?
Well, no, it's not really a challenge. It's more like a definition. There are two dimensions to the Earth. There's both length and width. And some people think that there's other dimensions, but those people are just loonies. But yeah, I mean, it's really, it's a big round thing. Again, basically what happens in travel, people think that they're, going to different locations or whatever, but really they just kind of fly in a circle loop. And that's how they get you, man. That's how they get you. Those airlines. That's how they get you. They fly you further around the circle.
So now DLC. You mentioned it's rather coin shaped. What's on the? If we're on this side, what's on the other side?
The Underworld franchise. Kate Beckinsale. That whole thing. It's true. It's all there.
It was all filmed on the other side of it.
That's correct. It is the Underworld. It was all filmed there. Everything sort of takes on this weird bluish sort of tint because it's dark. You can't really see the sun so well from the backside. So yeah, it's
right,
that's where they did it all.
Constantly flying towards the sun, right? Mm-hmm.
That's correct. Well, I mean, as the center of the universe, one would think that we would fly towards our nearest celestial body at a neck-breaking speed, but yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so wow, these are some more knowledge bombs that you're dropping on us tonight. This is incredible stuff.
I came prepared, Talsin. I wanted to make sure that everybody understood that these travel woes, they're only temporary, because soon, maybe 5-6 months, we're just going to smack straight into that hot, fiery ball of metal, and that'll be it for us. So, I don't really see the point in wasting all this extra time trying to go to Priceline on Tuesdays to get the right airline price when, like I said, all they're doing is just flying around in the same circle. I mean, if you walk long enough, 2, maybe 3 hours, you'll get wherever you needed to go. It's not a very big circle.
That's absolutely fascinating. I don't know what's more fascinating, that it takes about 2-3 hours to get to anywhere on the Earth, or that Kanye was right and the Earth is flat.
Well, there's a reason they call him Yeezus, and that is because, of course, he is the son of the Lord of rap, the rap god.
Eminem? Yes.
Yeah.
I thought they just called him Yeezus because he sneezed.
No, I mean, in the words of our Father, "Samalama dumaluma, you assuming I'm a human. What I got to do to get it through to you? I'm superhuman." I feel like it's important that we understand how truly encompassing this experience really will be, because again, when we smack right into that ball of death, I mean, we're all gonna face it. We're all gonna, even the people in Underworld, even Kate Beckinsale. I mean, she's a national treasure. And we're just all going to melt in that big ball of fire.
So I guess the major question is, will Kate Beckinsale be able to beat the sun?
I'm not one to speculate on Hollywood, although I totally will if you ask me to. But I think there's... Oh, well, then, okay. I think, honestly, I think she could take it. I think there might need to be a little bit of, like, Mila Jovovich interaction there with the whole Resident Evil situation. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a team up, like a relationship where they get together and they fall in love and have babies. That they're going to do that, and then that's how we'll defeat the sun and we'll save ourselves from eternal damnation.
Well, so now when you say that we're going to smack into the sun, is it going to be in our generation, or is it going to be like our grandchildren's generation?
No, I'm 5-6 months tops. I mean, this again, secret moon science. Again, I'm probably not supposed to tell you. I'm a little concerned that I may be not so alone on this island after all. But it's not going to be long. So, like I said, don't worry too much about these travel woes. They'll fade over time. Again, 5-6 months, right. Until we just smack into the sun.
Sounds like I need to stock up on, roller chair wheels.
Yeah, that's a good bet. You can also use umbrellas. Umbrellas also incredibly effective against solar radiation. I don't know if you know that.
No,
SPF. Yeah, you hold the umbrella up and you put it in front of your face, and if you draw a little pinwheel on it, you can also control people's minds. That's also something that can happen.
I think I've seen that before.
Yeah. Again, another
short
beautiful,
guy, long nose.
Yeah, another beautiful documentary about one of our nation's greatest heroes.
Heath Ledger?
Yes. May he rest in peace. The Showboat.
Yes. So,
but yeah,
yes, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say how truly wonderful it is to be here again in our end days, enjoying this sun and drinking my delicious beverage. This is a nice can of cherry Coca-Cola, not to be confused with Pepsi.
So now, DLC, you said you're on a deserted island.
That's correct.
Where did you get the Coke from?
Well, they have them in the cooler.
The cooler?
Yeah.
On a deserted island.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, a deserted island, they've got cakes, they've got pies, they've got ice cream. They've got various candy nonpareil situations. If you like those little snow cone guys,
so
those little
DLC,
guys.
By any chance, do you mean desert island instead of deserted?
I like to think of it. It's a deserted island. It's an island that has been filled with tasty after dinner delights. So I feel as though deserted is really an accurate name for it.
So the island has been deserted, or just it's been riddled with desserts?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So DLC, is there any travel advice that you could give to our viewers over the last 5-6 months of the Earth until it splashes into the sun?
Sure. I'd be happy to give you some device.
Travel advice,
Specifically,
yes.
travel devices, specifically your own personal airplane, perhaps some sort of hovercraft. If you happen to own one, you should really get your mileage out of those because they're expensive. And SkyMall's not around anymore, so you can't just go and order those things. But in all honesty, and all the advice that I could provide to you, basically what I would say is, keep yourself safe. Always travel with a friend or two. Perhaps if you have maybe matching outfits, carry briefcases, and always make sure that you look around your surroundings. You want to make sure that if a travel agent asks you to stop and requests to see any of your items in your baggage, you should always yell as loud as possible for your own safety and for the safety of others so that they understand what's occurring. You should always keep all of your liquid items in one Ziploc bag, quart size, 3 ounces or under, small containers. And preferably, if you were to go to the airport and needed to get through the lines, it is always advisable to be basically just as hammered as possible. It kind of gives you that fast pass sort of situation where, they want to make sure that they can take care of you. An airport is a rather hospitable place, and they want to make sure that you can sit down, get some cool water, and get you on that nearest flight away from them as soon as possible.
That's good to know. DLC, in these last few months, is there any place that you plan on visiting where, before we fall into the sun?
Well, Talsin, I've already kind of achieved one of my goals. I got to go to the moon and the International Space Station. I'm still a little salty about that whole Starbase thing. But ultimately, I think I'm content with remaining at home and spending time with friends, family. This lovely desert island, which I have thus named Desertopia. Kind of enjoying myself until again I get to finally meet the rap god in the sky. I'm truly looking forward to that here again in the next 5 to 6 months. Actually, shorter than when we started this broadcast because of how time works.
So you're not planning on visiting any of the wonders of the world, Great Wall, or the Eiffel Tower, or any kind of battery factory, or anything like in, I don't know, Arizona?
Well, Talsin, that battery factory exploded, so I'm not sure why you keep bringing it up.
Like the battery factory exploded?
It did. It was unfortunate. It blew up. It's battery.
I hadn't heard about that yet.
Yeah. Well, it was all in the news. I figured you had been told. But I might go visit some things. I've seen some things in my day. Foreign countries are not a new thing to me. Having spent time in China and in Europe, in Underworld, the Underworld franchise.
Oh, you spent time there?
Only somewhere around it's like 4 hours ish. I left. Yeah, I left once things started getting really crazy and unbelievable. But again, ultimately, spending time with friends and family, I think, will be really important. And looking forward to chartering our school bus off of this rock as soon as we possibly can.
All right, that's great information. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our senior travel correspondent, the Notorious DLC.
Thank you, and again, in the words of our rap god, guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 Nah.
All right. No truer words have ever been said. All right. Good night, everybody.